Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We are driving home from work. Got a little bit of the sun in my face, but I was thinking that yesterday is when I sort of caught up on everything with All Elite Wrestling, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Hangman Page, all announced through the Being the Elite video that they're going to be going back to the well. They're going to be going double or nothing. They're going to be having sort of like a party to launch their new company in Jacksonville. This is sort of being headlined as not being a real wrestling show, just sort of a get-together with friends and fans to put over this new company. I actually hear lots of talks about this sort of Double or Nothing All In 2 being held in Las Vegas. So I don't know if that's going to be true or false or anything like that, but I do have some serious thoughts about this company. I know that a lot of people think that this is going to give WWE a run for their money. Hopefully, honestly, this company can give Impact Wrestling a run for their money, because I have heard news that they tried to buy Impact Wrestling, but it did not work out. But I can remember back in 2002 when TNA was first being drawn up by Jeff Jarrett as a new wrestling company. People really didn't give it a second thought. People thought that this was a company that was going to run for maybe 6 weeks of pay-per-view, definitely not 6 months. Here they were 6 years down the road, and people still thought that they were going to be closing up shop any minute now. So I know that people have lots of thoughts about the Young Bucks, lots of thoughts about Cody Rhodes, where they believe that, they're really good wrestlers. We're going to have to really see how they really do as businessmen, because I think that they can put on one heck of an indie show with All In, where they had, 10,000 fans go to Chicago. But now what are you going to do? Because, I mean, honestly, if it's going to be its own company with some rumors that they're going to get television, they can't really hold destination pay-per-views or destination shows all the time to keep their company afloat. We saw with Global Force Wrestling that Jeff Jarrett really didn't have success going out and getting television, and he had one hell of a roster. He had the best of Impact, he had the best of New Japan, he had the best of the Bullet Club. He had people working for him from just about everywhere, and he wasn't really able to get his company off the ground where he was able to sell those television tapings to anybody that wanted to put them on TV. I'm not really here to knock Cody Rhodes or the Young Bucks as bookers, but a lot of people are saying that Cody's going to be great at this job because of the fact that Dusty was great at this job. Anybody knows that Dusty Rhodes was a booker for WCW. He was a booker in Florida. He was a booker for Jim Crockett Promotions. Dusty Rhodes had some really, really good ideas, but Dusty Rhodes really wasn't able to make long-term goals as a booker, and I hope that Cody can look at the run by Dusty and maybe see how he could change things to where his ideas would fluctuate. I know that from a lot of shoot interviews, basically every time a Dusty Rhodes turned into a cowboy and came into town as his alter ego, that's sort of when Dusty Rhodes was out of ideas and Dusty Rhodes was going to be out of the company sooner than later. It happened in Florida. It happened in Jim Crockett Promotions. But we'll have to see. I think that honestly, the biggest thing that the Young Bucks and Cody are going to have to do is find a way to still find to be able to work with Ring of Honor, to be able to still work with New Japan, just for the fact that they keep working. But at the same time, if they're going to towns with Ring of Honor and with New Japan, where is this going to leave for All Elite Wrestling to come in? Because you don't want to be burning out the towns. I know that the biggest towns there is in the United States is probably Chicago, New York, and Philadelphia. So if they're going to these towns with Ring of Honor and they're turning around and they're doing their own show, they're just going to be piggybacking off of these companies, or, they're going to be running their own shows at separate dates at certain times, because, certain times of the year, fans will go all out, and they will have, a wrestling weekend where they go see a show on Saturday, they'll go see a show on Sunday, and then they'll go back to their normal lives. But how often are they really going to be able to do this and not be able to burn out their fans' pocketbooks as well as burn out the fans' interest to see what's going on? I honestly hope the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes the best of success with All Elite Wrestling, but I am going in with big question marks, wondering how they're going to be able to pull this off.